Now this video is going to be really exciting because we're going to be having a look at two cryptocurrencies that we're currently in, NFT projects that we're super excited about, ECOMI and Chiliz. Now we're excited about both, we're in both, and let's compare them. Let's see which one's better for the long term. What's our strategy for both of these projects? Let's get into the video. But before we do that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, click the bell notification icon so you can stay up to date on all our recent videos. Now, guys, ECOMI, if you've been on this channel for quite some time, you would understand that we've been in this project since inception, less than a fraction, a quarter of a penny, right? Under that. So we basically got in this from the launch and is currently at just over 1 cent now. Yes, guys, just over 1 cent. So we're in this super early, and as you can see, it's up over 64% for the day. Now, Chiliz, on the other hand, we got into, I would say, fairly late, so around 60 to 62 cents. And you would have seen our video on this. As you can see, we've got our Fibonacci tool up, our Fib extension, which have our two next targets in mind. And yes, there's been a massive rally on this since the start of the year. And the reason why we entered is because there was a significant pullback. We're happy, and obviously we've got a great position that's now in profit already. Now, typically, I always say I never want to get into a project that's overvalued, right? Now, market caps for both of these, this one is 3.8 billion. The market cap for ECOMI is only 2 billion, right? Now, I see potential in both. I have strategies for both. For ECOMI, for example, just a bit about the project. So they essentially have, they offer licensed digital collectibles. These are mainly 3D. You can, collect, for example, Batman, Powerpuff Girls, and they've recently signed a licensing deal with the NFL as well, which is going to be super huge. Current user base are just over 30,000, although they are trending number 4 most downloaded on Google Play Store as of yesterday. So as you can see, demand is increasing, and I did say that would happen. Both are still in the beta stages, so they still have bugs, which is why you may see, not the greatest of reviews when you click on the Play Store, etc., or App Store. But nevertheless, we're in super early. So if you're watching this video, congratulations. Consider yourself an early adopter of both of these projects, even though of course this has moved over 700%. Or of course, if you just seen this video, then of course this is going to be up quite significant. But nevertheless, you're still going to be an early adopter of both, in my opinion. Now, Chiliz is quite interesting. I did do a breakdown on this, and I don't want to confuse anybody, right? Because I want to focus on the actual tangible stuff that we can execute, or we're currently doing in this video, rather than confusing you with jargon, etc. If you want me to do that, I can go into each project, from what they are, how they work, and I can do that on another video. Just comment below and I'll be happy to do that. But let's start off with Chiliz. So Chiliz, number 1, this is a fully functioning project. As you guys may not know, I do not invest in, let's say, or I don't like to invest in ideas per se. I like to invest in crypto projects that actually have a user base, are actually fully functioning, or at least there is some great interest involved in it. So I'm pleased about that. And that is for both of those. So both of those get that check mark. Chiliz, on the other hand, actually has a larger user base, which is over 100,000 users and growing. And this is projected to grow even fast, especially because at the moment they have the advantage of leveraging some of the companies that they're working with. And I'm going to get into this a little later on in the video. And again, I wish I could go through each and every partnership, but we're not going to have time in this video. So let's just focus and home in on the actionable things that we can execute on. So number 3, sorry, they actually operate in a decentralized space. So you can actually use your normal fiat currency. For those of you that don't know, that's your dollars, euros, etc. Your standard debit card, etc. You can use that to purchase the Chiliz, and then from the Chiliz you'll purchase the game tokens from, let's say, Barcelona football team, for example, and then you buy this, you can be able to vote on, let's say, it gives you the opportunity to vote on, let's say, the football kit design. You want, there's a number of choices, and you want to opt for a different design. You could use your token to vote on this. Again, it sounds confusing if you don't know anything about the project. Don't worry, we'll go over a full breakdown on that. Right, so they're actually both operating from a decentralized space, because so is this. They accept, if you've bought an NFT on the platform, you're using Apple the App Store. You're using your dollars, euros, pounds, or yen, wherever you are in the world, you'll be using that currency to actually purchase the in-app NFTs. Now, so they both tick that mark, and I would say that's not necessarily a bad thing. The reason why is because both of these are essentially, number one, they have the advantage of pulling in users that are from a decentralized space, from a centralized space. And we know that there's more, let's say, there's more users or potential users offline than they would be if they just targeted people that are already in cryptocurrency, right? So they have the advantage of that. So they have a wider user base for both projects. And number two, not only that, but they're actually, in a way, introducing new people from the centralized space, so people that may know nothing about cryptocurrency at all, but introducing them to the crypto landscape, because once they start setting up digital wallets or they want to trade their coins, etc., they're going to be introduced to, let's say, Ethereum or Bitcoin, etc. So this is actually a good way of growing the cryptocurrency space, in my opinion. But I must say though, Chiliz does actually verify their transactions using the blockchain, which is incredible, right? So I love to see that, especially when a crypto project is not using any form of crypto mechanisms. For me, that's always an alarm bell. They're not doing this, which is great. And of course, ECOMI does plan to start using ECOMI token to purchase. Like I said, the purchase the NFTs on the site, etc., or when you want to cash out your, let's say, gems, which is the in-app currency of the VV app or ECOMI app, you can actually, you'll be able to essentially transfer that gem into ECOMI, which is also good. So they both tick that check mark. And number four, partnerships. So let's talk about partnerships. Chiliz actually has a partnership with Juventus. So for those of you that are in Europe or in the UK, that's a football team or soccer team if you're watching from America, and they're actually a household name. So this is a large football team. So that if you're in Europe, you know how big that is. They also have a partnership with, drumroll, Barcelona Football Club. So that's actually the club that Leonardo Messi Messi plays for. So that's a massive partnership. And last, but they have loads, by the way. But these are the big names. And of course, they recently signed a partnership with the UFC, which is the biggest mixed martial arts, company in the world. So that is massive, absolutely incredible. Now, so they tick the partnership box. Let's look at ECOMI, they're working with, number one, they signed a partnership with the NFL. We all know how big the NFL is. So if you're in Europe, that's basically American football. So kind of like rugby here if you're in the UK. Also, they've also signed the partnership with DC. So the DC group, they've signed partnerships with the makers of the Powerpuff Girls and many other incredible projects. So it's absolutely remarkable. So both are ticking boxes. Also, ECOMI could potentially have a partnership with the Pokemon. You heard, I was going to say you heard that here first, but obviously, guys, that's not verified, and we don't know when that will be or if that will even happen. Just a quick disclaimer. But they both have good partnerships, so they both tick both boxes. So, guys, just to pause and reflect, what just happened there? So if you've been watching up until this point, what just happened? Both projects tick all our boxes for projects that we will personally get into. So for us, it's not either or, it's let's position ourselves in both. Both of these have the potential to lead the NFT space. So that's why we're in both. Now, the main difference is, guys, so for Chiliz in particular, they have a pretty low market circulating supply, so only 5.5 billion. And of course, ECOMI, they have a circulating supply of 110 to 160 billion coins in supply. So there's a massive difference in that aspect, right? So one's got a larger coin supply, the other has a significantly smaller coin supply. And as you can see, their max supply is 8.8 billion in terms of Chiliz. Now, like I said before, they actually have a higher market cap than ECOMI as well. So almost 4 billion, as you can see here. ECOMI is currently, it doesn't show here, but on other platforms you can see it's just over $2 billion. So they both have massive room for growth. I'm excited about both projects, and that's why I'm in both. And like I said, if you're watching this, consider yourself an early adopter. If you watch this till the end, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I sincerely hope that you make a fortune this year. With that being said, guys, when others are fearful, be greedy. And when others are greedy, be fearful. With that being said, I don't see fear. I don't see greed. I see an opportunity of a lifetime. I see us being at the forefront, and one day we're going to look back on this and say, wow, I can't believe we thought we were late. With that being said, guys, seize the day.